Good day, everyone. We're back at Pacific View Memorial Park. We're going to enter Valencia Court, and we're going to discuss a very important person in math and computer history. I'm talking about Professor Magnus Hestenes. He was born in 1906 in Bryceland, Minnesota. He earned a bachelor's in science in 1927, a master's in 1928, doctorate in 1932. What did he do? Well, let's just simplify everything. He, along with his colleague and others, basically made the computer age what it is today. It was because of their pioneering work that you now have high-speed computers. Professor Hestenes, who's buried right here, developed and published a paper on the optimization theory, the finite dimensional course. Basically what he did, he found a way with a clever algorithm to process data to arrive at a solution in much greater time. How he did it, I'm not even prepared to discuss. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a mathematician. I've looked online, and as a layperson, I don't understand the explanations that I was reading, but his algorithm served for the modeling of fluid flows, reservoir engineering, mechanical engineering. So you see there's civic construction uses to what he did, nuclear reaction models, semiconductor device analysis. So basically, he and his partner, Edward Stiefel, revolutionized computers and civic engineering. So what you have today is largely due to Professor Hestenes, and here he is. We're now going to take a walk to the crypt of Professor Loh Seng Tsai, who was born in 1901 in China. He's over here in Lagunita Court. He was a Nobel Peace Prize nominee. He received a doctorate in psychology in 1928 from the University of Chicago. He did a lot of work with experimentation with animals. He found a way to make animals who were natural enemies like cats and rats to cohabit peacefully. In fact, you can find pictures on the internet of his laboratory where he's got a cat and a rat in the same cage, and they're quite happy together. Yep. This is his crypt right here. He's buried with his wife. He was also the author of more than 150 research papers focusing on brain damage, vitamin B deficiency, electroconvulsive shock, and he believed that the empirical science method could be applied to psychiatric problems. When we think of psychology throughout much of the 20th century, we either think of Sigmund Freud, Mr. Psychoanalysis, or we think of B.F. Skinner, the apostle of behaviorism. Well, Professor Loh Seng Tsai was multidisciplined in his approach and actually earned the Nobel Peace Prize. He traveled between China and the U.S. before the Communist Revolution of 1949. He finally died here on New Year's Eve 1992 of a heart attack. He was 91 years old. But his contributions to psychology were enormous. Okay, now we're going to visit the grave of William Crosby Percy Austin, William Austin. Let's discuss a character that he played. The character was Alfred. Anybody know who Alfred Pennyworth is? Fictional character? Well, if you're a Batman fan, you should. Alfred was Bruce Wayne's loyal and tireless butler. He was not only a butler who did what he was told, he was a friend, he was a confidant, he was a father figure. He could be trusted no matter what happened. And he was the epitome of faithfulness. Now, William Austin's grave is way up there at the top of that cross there. Let's see if I can focus it a little bit. I couldn't find on the internet where he had a wife or children, but apparently that's probably his wife buried with him. Batman, the reason why William Austin is notable is because Batman came out, it was a character created by Bob Crane, I think it was 1937. There was the movie theater Batman serial, it was like 10 or 12 movies in 1943, and William Austin played Alfred. Before the movies, Alfred in the comics was depicted as a round, fat, portly character who was clean-shaven. William Austin, however, was not any of that. He was thin, and he had a mustache. So after the movies came out in 1943, the DC Comics changed the appearance of Batman to conform with William Austin, and William Austin was basically the prototype of Alfred in the movies. He was born in Georgetown, Guyana in 1884. He was on assignment in Shanghai, and he was sent to San Francisco, and in San Francisco he decided to do acting. So he got involved with stage, film. He was with Clara Bow in Clara Bow's best-known film, It. He was also part of two movies by Laurel and Hardy, Duck Soup and County Hospital. But his most notable role was as Batman's butler, Alfred. He died in 1975 here in Newport Beach, California. You know, when I think of Alfred, the faithful butler, I always think of Matthew 25:23, where Jesus said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little, I set you over much. Enter into the joy of your Lord." And I think we can all learn more about faithfulness just by considering or even reading about this fictional character, Alfred. So anyway, rest in peace, Mr. William Austin, AKA Alfred, as well as to the other wonderful professors who helped make our current society and our informational age what it is.